Is your face asymmetrical? Have you been scarred by the inverted filter? Well, fear not, people. Here's the real way on how to fix your asymmetry. No lies, no scams. Literally just the easiest protocol that you can follow for free and fix your asymmetry in weeks. It is so easy. This is a legendary video, and it is time to stop being absolutely cooked. For reference, I was an intern at a myofunctional academy, and at the same time, I currently run the #1 highest grossing health-based paid community in the world, where I've worked with thousands of people to improve their health and looks, and done it pretty effectively, helping people not just up to the age of 18, and not just people in puberty, but people all the way up to the ages of 55. It is so easy to do, it is not hard, and here is exactly how you can use this info, you can use me, and you can use this free YouTube channel to just fix your asymmetry forever. And this mainly comes down to the root issue of all facial asymmetry, which is an asymmetrical palate. It seems weird, I have no clue why no one actually talks about this issue, but if your palate is asymmetrical, that will be reflected in your facial and bone structure, because your tongue will push unevenly on each side of your palate, leading to one side being more developed than the other, leading to the masseter muscle on each side developing in a different format due to the palate being developed differently. And at the same time, this will then completely throw your jaw out of whack, and it can even affect your eye positioning, deviated septum, pretty much everything. How do I fix this, you say, Oscar? Well, the issue is not sleeping on your side or on your back. It is not chewing on one side. It is about addressing the root cause. Firstly, obviously, you need to have your chewing, swallowing, breathing, and posture locked in. I made a video about that a couple of days ago. Make sure that's all dialed. At the same time, you need to make sure you're applying even pressure to your palate, because the side that is less developed will have to develop more under the same amount of pressure, and therefore balance out, therefore leading to your palate becoming more symmetrical and the bottom half of your face becoming more symmetrical as well. And no, this does not mean you need to thumb pull on one side of your face. All it means is that you firstly need to strengthen your tongue so that your tongue can provide even pressure on each side of your palate and therefore help balance everything out. And at the same time, you need to also leverage forms of upward pressure on your palate, either through thumb pulling, either through tongue chewing, in any form that you can, ensuring that you're really focusing on something called the T-spot, the incisive papilla. When you say the letter T like this, like is that point just behind the front part of your tooth. That is where you need to get the pressure. That's where you get push the piece of gum when you're tongue chewing, repetitively pushing a piece of gum against the T-spot with your tongue, crushing it, chewing it again, and then repeating. And you can even thumb pull on the T-spot. If you go like this, it will help balance out asymmetry. You will feel it directly in the side that is less developed. Make sure you're leveraging a chin tuck. Make sure you're providing even pressure. I mean, it's very easy because you're only pushing on one central spot. Easy as that, and that will start addressing the palatal asymmetry. Second thing is, obviously, like I said, you need to make sure you strengthen your tongue. How exactly do you do that? What you need to do is stretch your tongue out. It seems weird, but there is a dormant muscle within your tongue called the genioglossus muscle, which is chronically underactivated, chronically underused, and is super powerful for releasing the tension within your tongue, allowing it to stay upwards against the roof of your mouth, and allowing, as a result, your posture to be better, your breathing to be better, and everything to develop upwards and forwards, and your palate to balance out and become symmetrical again without you needing to spend hours chewing on one side, sleeping on one side, and doing all of these gimmicky things rather than addressing the root cause. All you need to do is take a towel like this, stretch your tongue out, literally take your tongue, stretch it, up, left, right, release the tension. You'll feel much better. It will also release tension in your tongue tie, and then you can be very conscious of pushing upwards evenly against the roof of your mouth in combination with tongue chewing and pushing on the incisive papilla. At the same time, I need to talk about something super important, which is the fact that facial asymmetry will be mimicked by asymmetry within your body. If you have scoliosis, if you have unbalanced legs, if you have unbalanced shoulders, that will reflect in the way that your face develops, because if everything's tilted to one side, your upper back supports your neck supports your head, your lower back supports your upper back, it's all interconnected. The human body is one system. Everything will be thrown out of whack. Everything will therefore develop on one side, and asymmetry will be reflected in your face, even if you have a symmetrical palate. So symmetrical palate or asymmetrical palate is usually the main issue. However, this is another key cause. I myself had really bad scoliosis. I managed to fix it naturally, and here's the real way that I did it and that you can reflect it and copy and paste the same method right now. What I need you to understand is that the fascia in your body is chronically ruined, as in everyone's fascia is so unhealthy because we all live sedentary lifestyles, and it all starts within your feet. when your feet are flat. I won't talk about it now. It's another topic for a very long video, but the fascia within your body is super important, super interconnected, and you don't need to do anything complicated now, even though I did. I'm just going to give you the basics, which is you need to start training your body as a system rather than in isolation. If you're going to the gym every day, you're just going to, okay, I'm not saying it's not bad to go to the gym, but if you're going to the gym doing isolated movements and progressively overloading while you have underlying root structural problems, you will just exaggerate those problems, making them worse, making your facial asymmetry worse, and making your overall health worse. Don't stop going to the gym, but make sure you're doing fundamental movements like Indian club bell training, mace bell training, some kind of functional patterns training, or at the very least, training very specifically with proper form when sprinting a few times a week. You need to start training your body in the proper kinetic chains of motion. You need to start activating tendons and muscles which are chronically underused, and you need to start training your body as a system. You can also look into fascia interconnection, starting with fixing your flat feet and activating a specific tendon, but I'll talk about that in other videos. Start fixing your fascia, start training your body as a system. It's super foundational. You'll balance out your scoliosis if you can do and train properly, and at the same time, you will balance out your body, the muscles within your body, which will allow everything to develop evenly, which will allow your upper back to support your neck properly, and your neck to support your head properly. At the same time, I should also note that training your neck evenly and making sure we're providing even pressure by using a plate or your hands, or even mewing while doing chest press or shoulder press or any of these methods, which will engage your SCM muscles, will help support your head properly, which will allow everything to go upwards and forwards in the right direction, helping balance out asymmetry. You need to think of it like this. This is a building, right? And the entire foundation is cracked, ruined, and about to fall down because we all live unhealthy lifestyles. We all have processed food every day, sit on our chairs, live sedentary lifestyles. Our fascia are chronically ruined, and at the same time we are super unhealthy. You need to start addressing the root causes rather than worrying about the little details which everyone harps on about, sleeping on your side, like sleeping on your back rather than your side. Fix the root cause, fix your bodily asymmetry, train your body as a system, and in the long run you won't even have to worry about asymmetry, and you will also be tackling other factors, which is you'll put on muscle more easily, you will boost your hormones, and at the same time you will activate dormant muscles which are foundational for developing your physique and looking aesthetic anyway. Now, I know I've talked about root problems, but there are a couple superficial things you can do. Superficial things like training one eye. If one eye is raised lower or higher than the other, you can train really small muscles like the orbicularis oculi muscle to make this eye appear higher and fiercer to balance them out. At the same time, you can train this muscle called the orbicularis oris muscle to balance out an uneven mouth. Linked to that, you can train lots of other muscles, even the zygomatic muscle to balance out your cheekbones, lots of other superficial things. These aren't addressing the root problems, but they do provide temporary fixes, even permanent if you do them consistently. And while they won't fix the root issue, they will disguise them, and superficially, you will look way more symmetrical. All that is said, what you need to do is, start training one eye. If, my left eye is higher than my right eye, so I train the right eye to balance it out and therefore make my eyes appear even. At the same time, I do some myofunctional exercises, activating my orbicularis oris muscle on this side because my smile is uneven. It's as easy as that. All I do is I kind of take my finger, I pull out, and I smile as hard as I can. You're providing some resistance with your finger, like here. It's not just a stretch, you're providing resistance when you close your eye, which is activating and providing weighted resistance on the muscle to cause it to hypertrophy. It's a small muscle, but every single muscle within your body can be activated and developed. It is not hard to believe you can train the facial muscles in the same way that you can train the muscles in your body. It is super easy and super powerful. Same way with if you train the orbicularis oris muscle, you'll balance out asymmetry. Now, another key thing to understand is a big cause of asymmetry is a deviated septum. There are lots of things you can do. I will talk about this more in depth in other videos because a lot of people don't think that you can actually tackle this naturally. You really can. You can actually shift bones and sutures and loosen everything super effectively. I do have a full guide in my school community which will explain things in much more depth than I possibly can because it has video demonstrations and examples of other people doing the exact exercise. If you want more information, if you want access to me, if you want accountability from other people, and if you want access to win thousands of dollars from simply improving your health and looks, and at the same time, you will save way more money and time by actually knowing what to do rather than piecing it all together yourself, you can join the link in the description. It's my school community. It's currently on sale. If you need any other information about it, just drop me a message in the comments. Have an amazing day. Stop being absolutely cooked and don't stress. More YouTube videos are coming. If you want to tackle your asymmetry quickly, stop falling for the superficial, sleeping on your back, chewing on one side, start fixing the root causes, your asymmetry in your palate, your bodily asymmetry, and at the same time, you can do a couple superficial things just in the meantime while you fix those in the long run. Stop being absolutely cooked. Have an amazing day and peace out.